Ladies and gentlemen, Lorelei.
Live or die. That was my choice that day. As a child, I'd always felt like an outsider, like I didn't belong. More of an observer, really, than a participant in my own life. And when I was 16, something happened that shook my world completely and left me feeling depressed, worthless, and hating myself. I don't think you need to go through that kind of emotional trauma to know that kind of feeling. Have you ever felt like you didn't fit in? Like maybe you weren't clever enough, you weren't thin enough. Maybe you felt you should be living in a bigger house, driving a faster car. Have you ever worried people wouldn't like me if they knew the real me? For years, that type of thinking built up inside me until the voice inside my head was so loudly and relentlessly telling me what a loser and a failure I was. I honestly thought the only way to stop it would be to kill myself. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But that did mark a turning point for me. It was the start of a journey learning to quiet down that loud, harsh, critical voice of self-doubt and listen for the quiet voice underneath the whisper coming from my heart and my soul. For years, I thought maybe I needed more confidence. It wasn't that I really felt I lacked confidence in my abilities, but things like being seen, speaking to people, felt so overwhelming. And for an aspiring life coach, that is less than ideal, I can tell you. I would definitely have called myself quiet and an introvert. And then one day I came across the phrase highly sensitive person, and boom, the world instantly made sense to me. Knowing there was this thing called high sensitivity helped me feel not so alone in the world. It helped me connect with other people. It helped make sense of why I often felt so overwhelmed and the need to withdraw from the noise of the world and just be on my own. I went from one extreme of the world is so overwhelming, there's something completely wrong with me, right to the other side of, well, hey, I'm highly sensitive, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with me. But you know what? I was still locked inside a prison, unable to do the things I wanted to do, until I brought myself back to centre, able to accept who I am and realising I didn't need to change. I was like the caterpillar in his cocoon, except when I emerged from my cocoon, I was still a caterpillar. There was no need to transform into a butterfly to learn how to soar. I could just be me. Have you ever confided to a friend how nervous or awkward you're feeling? Maybe before a job interview or a first date. And their sage advice is, just be yourself, they'll love you. And you're thinking, that is exactly what I would do if only I knew how. For me, the how is three things. One, I listen for the quiet voice, for what I want to do, not the thing I think I should do or the thing that other people would approve of. Two, when the loud voice starts up, telling me all the reasons why I can't or shouldn't do that, I don't give it any energy or power. I just put it to one side and I go and do my thing anyway. And three, crucially, when that doesn't work, because it doesn't always, I don't stop and berate myself. I just keep on walking. And that has meant that the things I do, like coming up here tonight, has naturally increased without me having to do anything to force it and without me having to call myself horrible names. I can just be me, whoever I am in that moment. And I work with quiet, sensitive souls, and I help them bring more of who they really are into their life and their work. And I so want to see more people in the world doing this, more people coming out of the shadows and feeling connected to other people, sure, but connected to themselves and who they are. If you're feeling too afraid to follow your dreams, then know this. The number one regret of the dying is not, I wish I'd spent more time pleasing other people. The number one regret is, I wish I'd lived a life true to myself. If you feel it stirring, answer that call. Don't wait for confidence or certainty, because I'll let you into a little secret. They ain't coming. Don't wait for the step-by-step plan. Let inner wisdom be your guide. And as you be you, as you speak your truth, as you share your soul's voice, you're creating a world where other people can do the same. And if me sharing my soul's voice today has struck a chord and you'd like to discover more, then you can find me at lorelei.net. Connect with me there. Join a community of caterpillars learning to soar. Live or die, that was my choice that day. And now I'm handing that choice to you. Come alive and let your light shine bright in the world, or let it fade away and die inside you and take a piece of you with it. As Arnie tells us in Terminator 2, come with me if you want to live. Thank you.